a Gye-Nyame man. I was born for greatness. My greatness comes from my potent center. I pledge to find and connect with my center. I pledge to build my spirit, mind, and body. I pledge to use my hands to build a better world for myself, my loved ones, and my community. I pledge to use my mind to think deeper, further, and higher to create a better reality for myself. I pledge to live my life and go beyond all my self-imposed limitations. I pledge to promote the principles of the Gye-Nyame warrior and to assist all those seeking the path of success. I pledge all these things first to myself, my teachers, to all my relations, and to my higher power. I am Gye-Nyame. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. That is the Gye-Nyame pledge that is said by all of our true members at least once a day. Peace and welcome to our YouTube channel. Check out our videos and podcasts. Subscribe as well as join the journey. Push past your self-imposed limitations within the Gye-Nyame journey. Peace. What's up? We are up and live, and of course, you know this is Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. The show that we are doing tonight is Folk Tales for Grown Folks, and I am your host, Brother Hatim, and of course, you know this is a Heart of a Symbol production, where the goal is to blow up your old paradigm. Now, it has been a busy week. It has been a busy week for the journey, and we're getting ready for a camping trip, so we got to go and inspect the camping gear and stuff like that. We got the G&J, that ambrosia, rolling off, and we got samples going out, and the responses have been good. We're going to go a little bit more in detail about the power of this ambrosia. For those that don't know, the actual name of it is Jun, right? Jun. You can look it up. It's not a lot of information about it, but you can also look up kombucha, right? Same properties that's within that, except instead of using sugar, I decided to use honey. Of course, this show right now, part of the show, is being sponsored by G&J, that ambrosia, right? Because we rolling it out, and I got some more available, and I will be getting with some of y'all a little bit later for those people who was interested in either getting a whole bunch or just sampling. So stay in tune, and I will let you know what's going on. All right. Now, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down the timeline real quick. We're gonna discuss a few things, and then we're gonna get into this folk tale. We're gonna make this show quick, trying to keep it within an hour. All right, unless the conversation get too good. All right, so today while riding home, me and my son, we be listening to. Well, actually, we all be listening to NPR because I really can't put on a lot of the music. I will say it's one station, an old school station, and they always playing old school hip hop. I like my kids to be in tune with the old school stuff, and but today was listening to NPR, and on NPR they had a discussion about a Reuters article that was published about Yahoo, and I want y'all to listen to this because I ain't been doing my business show because my freestyle show, you know, I've been getting caught up, but hey, it is what it is, right? So this one comes from Yahoo Tech, and Yahoo in a sense telling on itself. So we're gonna see how they're gonna spin this, how they're gonna work it out. I'm gonna read a little bit of the article. How American companies enable NSA surveillance. Right, my baby's still up, so y'all gonna hear them in the background. Without the cooperation of American companies, both voluntary and compelled, the National Security Agency's system of mass surveillance simply would not have been possible. And on Tuesday, Reuters added the name of yet another American corporate giant to the list of those who have made it possible for American intelligence to intercept huge troves of information. Yahoo. According to the news service, the American internet giant designed custom software to filter its users' emails according to a set of search terms and deliver those messages to the NSA. The decision to enable NSA surveillance was reportedly made by CEO Marissa Mayer, and without the knowledge of the company's security chief, who quit in protest when he learned of the program. All right. So, citing 3 anonymous sources familiar with the program, Reuters reported the Yahoo software scanned all of its customers' incoming emails for specific information provided by U.S. intelligence officials, and in compliance with a classified government directive, it is unclear what information American spies supply Yahoo to search its users' emails. Now, all this is done up under the cover. The only reason that it came out about Yahoo was because they had insiders who found out about it and basically probably lost their jobs reporting what was going on. And the big question is, how many other companies? Because we got Yahoo, we got Google, we got Microsoft with Explorer. We got all these big companies with these emails, and now we are being told that the government is not only intercepting our phone calls, but they're reading our emails. But what's even worse is that we're so used to this that many of us are not even shocked. We're not mad. We're not angry that right now the United States government is reading through your email and my email, right? they have the right. They could do it without being contested, and nobody's upset about it. All right, so I won't go any further with that. You know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to think about that for a second. You know, so know that the United States government right now is reading your emails. They're violating your privacy. Right? So what's next? You know, we got these smart TVs. You know, are they looking in our homes? We already was back in the early days when color TVs came out, they was talking about they had the ability to look in your homes. Now, a lot of these TVs are coming with cameras on top of them, right? So that you can Skype and stuff like that. But is that really what it's for? You know what I'm saying? You know, companies is already monitoring every little bit of your data. Like, I pull up a page on Google, and because they know that in the past I bought sandals, I got advertisement for running sandals all up on my timeline. So they're not only mining my data, but it's a possibility that they're violating my rights and your rights by looking at what you're writing in your emails. So be careful what emails you send out. All right, let's move to the next piece of news. What other fuckery is floating out here? All right. Elon Musk detailed his ambitious plan to put humans on Mars for under $200,000 per ticket. But not only is he talking about sending people to Mars, he's talking about that he wants to be one of the first people that goes to Mars, right? So not only is he going to be selling it for $200,000 per ticket to get to Mars, he's talking about going and being one of the first people there so that he could set up the whole planet. So whether y'all know it or not, you know what I'm saying, Mars may be the next big market. So we need to start getting our kids prepared, right? We need to get our kids prepared, right? Because when they start sending people to Mars, right, we want to make sure we got some representatives after we know it's safe. And maybe even before we know it's safe, because when we know it's safe, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Because it's those that's willing to take the big risks that's going to get the big payback, right? So we might have to start thinking about the Mars and the moon, as well as, like, for example, I used to come down a lot of my kids about the video games, but I told y'all about this before. The dude that came up with the SpaceX, I can't remember, Gye-Nyame, he detailed an industry that is blooming where, one, they're talking about the drones. So individuals that are good with the games and stuff like that are going to be able to fly the drones. But also what he's talking about is mining in outer space. And they're going to use drones for that. So we need to start making sure that our kids is getting prepared for that. Whether we got them out here practicing with drones or getting good on these video games and learning to control things through a screen, because that's going to be some of the booming industries that's coming out. Because a lot of the physical work that many of us thought was going to be here forever are slowly seeping outside of America. So when these politicians are talking to us about bringing manufacturing back to America, y'all got to understand the hurdle that they got to cross. Why would I bring something to be manufactured in America for $15 to $20 an hour when I could have it made in another country for $2 to $5 per hour and pay the cost for it to be shipped? So totally, I would be paying maybe $8 an hour for this for those employees after I calculate the cost of bringing stuff over here. You know what I'm saying? So why would I want to pay in country $15 to $20 an hour when out of country I will only have to pay $8 total, if that? You know what I'm saying? So we got to really start getting our minds prepared for what's coming in the future. All right, as adults, so we can start guiding our kids. All right, Zika's in Miami. Y'all heard about that? All right, so they got mind reading infringement contentions. I won't go into that, but you can find that on the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline. Those that follow me on that follow Gye-Nyame Journey, go to Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook, facebook.com/Gye-Nyame Journey. All right. On the Shot of Mastery this morning, I sent out a song by Miles Davis called Water Babies. Cold. You get an opportunity, check it out. Fertility doctor says he created a baby with 3 genetic parents. So, like I asked before, is that the first scientific menage a trois? Go and look at that. All right, I got that all on there. Japan's Oshumi wins Nobel Medicine Prize for work on cell recycling. Check that one out. You know what I'm saying? Because this is dealing with the whole industry that's coming about stopping you from aging. Okay, so he's looking at why cells are recycling or what happens when they don't recycle. And when cells are not properly recycled, they are the cells that end up causing the cancer. So that's a real good thing. Last but not least, as I said before, Google Fiber petitions the FCC to open up more of the spectrum. So what Google Fiber wants to do, they want to be able to, in a more rapid fashion, extend the market to where they're able to provide the Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? They want to be able to provide Wi-Fi to apartment buildings, and rather than each individual within an apartment having something that they could get into, they want to have one dish up on top of the building, and they could send from one area, shoot all of these waves out so that everybody can have access to Wi-Fi, which is good for Google because Google make their money by people surfing the internet. So, all right, now let's get into this other thing I want to talk about. So we talking about this ambrosia that I've been making. I got my first bottles out. If you look up on my timeline, my personal timeline, Gye-Nyame, you see that I moved from the 16-ounce bottles down to the 12-ounce bottles. 1, for size, and 2, to get it out to more people. I have my first 5 bottles of lemon ginger, and I also have my first 4 bottles of ginseng. And I think all those may be spoken for, but it's not too late. If you're interested, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on Facebook, hit me up, inbox me. You know what I'm saying? Hell, call the line, 614-556-4535 for those that's interested. But the next batch that I'm working on, because this came to me when I started going back through my herb books, because those that remember back in the day, Brother Hatim used to be into the herbs and stuff. But I wanted to start doing the ambrosia, one, because I understand the healing power of pure unpasteurized honey. For those people that struggle with allergies, it works. You know what I'm saying? That honey will help get you prepared with the allergies, because the bees in the area, because you got to make sure you use the honey from your area. The bees will pollinate the flowers, and it will take, in a sense, the essence of the environment that they're in. If you're in that state, in that city where the honey comes from, you will be vaccinated, for lack of a better term, against that stuff. At least that's what some of the studies show. So I'm using pure unpasteurized honey. I'm using green tea for all those people that are interested in losing weight. And I'm combining those things with the fermentation process. And what the fermentation process does, the yeast and the bacteria ferment the caffeine and the other properties in the green tea, as well as the sugars in the honey, right? And it transforms them, one, into alcohol, and also releases the healing properties, or makes it more accessible to your body through the fermenting process. So go and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Take a sample, see if I'm lying to you, and do your own research on it. But I'll start looking at other herbs that I can mix into it, and the first 2 that popped up to me were 2 common herbs that are often overlooked. And I'm wondering, are they overlooked because they're common? You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't think of two other herbs that would be a better representation of African people, because these herbs are under constant attack. They're under constant oppressive conditions. They grow wild everywhere in Columbus. I remember them in Akron, Ohio. And these herbs are life-changing herbs. I'm going to read what they are said to do. You know what I'm saying? Of course, none of this has been approved by the government and stuff like that, so I can't go out and say this is what they do. But I'm going to read what folklore teaches and what our ancestors used to use these things for, because all of us have seen them. All of us may even have people in our family that use them. So I want you to check out the power of these herbs. So even if you don't get the ambrosia, right, I want you to understand what these herbs can work on, because the reason I started brewing this was, one, I'm always looking for a business. Two, I have a lot of people around me that got ailments like diabetes, problems with their kidneys. You know what I'm saying? People who are drinking too much sugar and are overweight, right? And they need to cut their sugar down. They're looking for a healthy alternative to pops and sodas and some juices that aren't really, that's just filled with sugar, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we are under attack, because everything we get in our neighborhoods are basically designed to pull us down. They pull down our health. They destroy our health, right? So the two herbs that I'm going to tell you about are two herbs that you could find in your yard if you have not been poisoned in your yard, and if you take a nice hike in the woods. The first one is burdock. Burdock, for those that might not be familiar with this herb, burdock is the herb that when you were a kid and when you went outside and played in the grass, you came in, you had burrs on you, like little sticky things, right? Like Velcro, you pull them off, right? That's the burdock root. I mean, that's the burdock herb, right? So listen to what this plant does. Burdock. Use seeds, burrs, roots, and leaves. It's used for dandruff. It cleans blood. Helps against acne. Gives you energy. Kidneys. Bladder, cystis. Hemorrhoids. Gout. Tonsillitis. Bursitis. Overweight. Itchy, digestion, right? I got people texting me right now. Digestion, lungs, energy again from the root, gonorrhea, colon cleaner, lymph, intestines cleaner, arthritis, hair loss, water retention, nerves, childhood diseases, eczema, dry skin, especially with the root, canker, burns, and wounds. It says use the leaves, sore throat, gargle it, hay fever, allergies, psoriasis, ulcers, old sores, boils. They say use a poultice of this herb with poison for poison ivy. It helps with constipation, liver, rheumatism, skin, and when it's dry and scaly, colds with fever. They say use the seeds. For skin problems, use inside and out. Can combine with red clover, yellow dot, aids in protein metabolism, reduces internal toxins, and reduces joint swelling. I got that information from a book called The Art of Shinku. One of the coldest books I have ever ran into. Gotten some nice art. The author's name is Zeke. Z-E-E-K. All right. Let's go to the second one. Dandelion root. Right? Dandelion and dandelion root. Right? Both of these are common. But nobody's hyping them up. You know why? Because you can't get rich off of selling these, because people go out to their yards and get them. Right? And I'm adding these into some of the mixtures that I'm going to be having. I'm calling the one I'm mixing burdock and dandelion together, I'm calling it the Death Eater. That ambrosia, the Death Eater, right? All right. Dandelion. Use. Mainly dried roots, but fresh leaf used in salads. It's for acne, anemia, energy, cancer, spleen, skeleton, insomnia, digestion, heartburns, kidney problems, cramps, jaundice, gallstones and bladder, builds blood, tonsils, flu, diabetes, egg spots, cleans blood, fever and rheumatism, gout, skin ailments included, spots, boils, eczema, constipation, pancreas, improves appetite, bronchitis, fractures of bones. Man, I guess it helps bones, all right. Hypoglycemia, this is the one that blew my mind. It helps against old age. Hemorrhage, water retention, liver, and wounds. Notes, efficient remover of acid and toxins from blood, but does also raise blood pressure. For liver, gallbladder, combined with yarrow, suitable for kids as a general tonic. So these two are going to be combined in one of my drinks, and it's going to be called that Death-Eating Ambrosia, right? So if you have any questions, hit me up. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to play a commercial for you, and then we're going to get right into reading the show.
The word is spreading. More and more people are switching to Ambit Energy.
Well, one of my neighbors switched, and then I switched. Now the whole neighborhood has Ambit.
Who doesn't want to save money?
The word is spreading. Switching to Ambit Energy is rewarding in more ways than one.
I signed up and got a travel reward. That's nice.
Oh, I get to save on energy and on travel?
There's a cruise for two out there just a few thousand kilowatts away. I can almost smell the sunscreen.
The word is spreading. Ambit Energy even lets you earn free energy.
When I get 15 friends to switch, I get free energy. I have 15 friends. At least I think I do.
Hey, I'd be telling people to switch to Ambit anyway.
If you'd like to switch to Ambit Energy, listen to the following contact information closely. Then spread the word.
All right, y'all heard the man. Spread the word. Gye-Nyame Journey is a proud consultant of Ambit Energy, right? Now, what I need you to do, right, for those that want to support the journey, right, allow us to serve you and provide you with your electricity and your gas. And right now, we have extended the areas. Let me tell you the areas we're in Ohio where we are right now. Hold on, maybe Brother Devin can help me because he got a better memory than me. I'm a little bit older. So hold on, let me open your line. Brother Devin, do you remember the new areas that Ambit has opened up in?
Yes, sir. So that would be
Akron, Cleveland, Youngstown,
Canton.
Okay.
Like around that Warren area, so about that northeast 330.
The 330 area. Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to find the text right now. Here we go. Akron, Youngstown, Canton, Cleveland is opening for Ambit on November 4th. So those of you that supporting us, because we got listeners all over the country as well as the world, you know what I'm saying? Ain't a lot of y'all, but it's cool because listen, my book sales are increasing. I want to thank those people that are listening and buying books, you know what I'm saying? Because my the amount that I'm getting per month went from pennies to dollars, right? I'm getting a couple of dollars. I'm bugging out, you know what I'm saying? So it's growing slowly but surely. And the PC is understand that when you support what we're doing, we're going to be able to continue the work that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So now, also we got the health drink, and I want y'all to be listening out because what's coming next, after I master the ambrosia, I'm moving within the next month and a half to provide ambrosia water. So you're going to have the different flavors of ambrosia that we have, but I'm going to have it mixed with water. Water distilled. It's going to be distilled water. I don't want to use spring water. I'm going to use distilled water. I'm going to put 1 ounce to 2 ounces of the ambrosia in the water to flavor the water, so you don't have to do it in the morning. All you got to do is buy the bottles. And right now, the price, look, if I am going to sell it, I ain't going to say I'm selling it You know what I'm saying? But if I have to get it off, it's going to be $1.50 a piece, right? $1.50 a piece, 12 ounces, right? So, hey, now, you know, with this, maybe we might be able to move to something bigger, and I'll be able to provide some part-time jobs for some people. But that's the goal. We have to start doing business, right? We have to start building our legacy so that we can leave our children more than memories. We don't want them just to have memories. And we don't want them to be totally supportive of the system or be totally supported by the system. So we don't want them to have to go outside of us and necessarily find jobs unless they make that choice. But we want them to be able to step into what we're doing and make it greater. You got anything you want to say before we move on, bruh?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head right there, bro.
Oh, you sampled some ambrosia, or you ain't drinking yet? Did you drink it yet?
Yes. Yeah, I drink.
What's up? Talk to the people about it.
It's the oil. It's got a smooth flavor to it. Actually, made me feel calm. I slept better that night after I drank it.
Man.
And plus, I know my brother's over there experimenting with the fermented foods as a part of our digestion and just getting back to better health. So,
oh yeah,
please support.
Please support. You get those probiotics when you mess with us. We're not playing, yo. I'm sitting up here. Hey, we in the lab. We're in the lab, right? Right. So we, and I'm about to put the myth down for this whole piece. So, of course, this is going to be put into the lore of Gye-Nyame. So it's not going to be just me brewing it soon. In a minute, we're going to have young people brewing that ambrosia, right? And bottling that ambrosia and selling that ambrosia. And they're going to be able to make their money so that they don't have to get out here and sell no dope. They ain't got to get out here and rob nobody. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, we got all these people with all these health issues. We have something that can help. You know what I'm saying? That can help. And that's what my whole life has been about, helping. Right? So now, we're going to get into this folk tale. We at 9:30. For those that want to join the conversation, you could check us out at Gye-Nyame Journey. You already listened if you hear, so I don't have to say that one. But you can hit us up at 614-556-4535. Once again, that's 614-556-4535. Those of you that are online and you might not have a cell phone or you got to count your minutes, hit us up at www.uberconference.com/Gye-Nyame Journey, and you can join us on your computer. One more thing before we get into this too deep, I want to send out shots to all of our listeners right now. I have. Okay. All right. So, statistics right now. We have listeners for the last 7 days. People listening from, oh, wow. Check this out. United States, India, Canada, and Sweden. Those are the top countries. The top cities: Reynoldsburg, Ohio; Ashburn, Virginia; Menlo Park, California; Kelowna, Canada. Shouts out to all of y'all. Annandale, Virginia; Munkedjungby, Sweden. Wow. Mount View, California; Norcross, Georgia. We want to send shouts out to all those that's been listening for the last 7 days, downloading and listening. I want to send shouts out to y'all. Thank y'all very much. Now, also, let's go to the last 4 weeks. Of course, Peru is in there. Peru fell off. Peru, what's going on? My Peruvians, y'all got to get back on here. All right, United States for the last 4 weeks. Of course, is on top. Barbados, India, Germany, Korea Republic, Sweden, Canada, Zimbabwe, Australia, and the Philippines. Top cities for the last 4 weeks: Columbus, Menlo Park, California; Philadelphia, PA; Tucker, Georgia; Warren, Barbados; San Jose, California; Marietta, Georgia; New York, New York; Pune, India; and Ashburn, Virginia. Virginia, I want to send shouts out to you because y'all been consistently on the list. Also, Menlo Park, California. Y'all been on the list. Oh, Philadelphia. Well, shouts to all of y'all. Want to send y'all love. So now what we're going to do, we're going to break down a folk tale. We're going to have a powerful discussion. And like I said, once again, I'm going to read the number for you. This is the last time. Well, I ain't going to say it's the last time. You can join the conversation. Hit us up at 614-556-4535. You can check us out at www.uberconference.com/Gye-Nyame Journey. All right. On to the folk tale. So I got several different versions. I'm going to start with the version we often use on the show, translated by George Fowler Thompson. I got the book from Forgotten Books, so anybody that's looking for some good old books at a reasonable price, I'm talking about any books that are like 100 years old that you have heard about, go to forgottenbooks.com and you might be able to read it for free, but you could get the book for a reasonable price. All right, The Monkey and the Dolphin. A sailor, bound on a long voyage, took with him a monkey to amuse him while on shipboard. As he sailed off the coast of Greece, a violent tempest arose in which the ship was wrecked, and he, his monkey, and all the crew were obliged to swim for their lives. A dolphin saw the monkey contending with the waves, and supposing him to be a man, whom he is always said to be friend, came and placed himself under him, to convey him on his back in safety to the shore. When the dolphin arrived with his burden in sight of land not far from Athens, he asked the monkey if he were an Athenian. The latter replied that he was, and that he was descended from one of the most noble families in the city. The dolphin then inquired if he knew the Piraeus, the famous harbor of Athens. Supposing that a man was meant, the monkey answered that he knew him very well and that he was an intimate friend. The dolphin, indignant at these falsehoods, dipped the monkey underwater and drowned him. Yep. I had the strike from God. I had to let it go. You know, bro, we've been talking all this time. Okay. All right, cool. I was about to say the mics was off. I thought the mics was off, but the mics ain't off. All right, so I'm going to read another version. So that was the George Fowler Thompson version. All right. We're going to read the one for children. All right. No author. It happened once upon a time that a certain Greek ship bound for Athens was wrecked off the coast, close to Piraeus, the port of Athens. Had it not been for the dolphins, who at the time were very friendly toward mankind, especially toward Athenians, all would have perished. But the dolphins took the shipwrecked people on their back and swam with them to shore. Now it was the custom among the Greeks to take their pet monkeys and dogs with them whenever they went on a voyage. So when one of the dolphins saw a monkey struggling in the water, he thought it was a man and made the monkey climb up on his back. Then off he swam with him toward the shore. The monkey sat up, grave and dignified, as a dolphin on the dolphin's back. "You are a citizen of Athens, are you?" asked the dolphin politely. "Yes," answered the monkey proudly. "My family is one of the noblest in the city." "Indeed," said the dolphin. "Then, of course, you often visit Piraeus." Yes, replied the monkey. "Indeed, I do. I am with him constantly. Piraeus is my very best friend." This answer took the dolphin by surprise, and turning his head, he now saw what it was he was carrying. Without more ado, he dived and left the foolish monkey to take care of himself, while he swam off in search of some humans being to save. Moral: one falsehood leads to another. I got another one, a JBR translation. Well, we don't have to go to that. Let's just read the moral. Bragging, lying, and pretending has cost many a man his life and estate. So go and think about that, right? So now we're gonna get into the discussion around this, right? So the idea is to find a lesson in the story and also relate it to what's going on. And what better story to talk about the fuckery going on in the world than a lion monkey, right? We got this lion monkey, right? Like, for example, we got the great pumpkin running around talking about, how he's so smart he don't have to pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? He calls it his fiduciary duty not to pay more taxes than he owes. All right, now, I'm not the smartest dude in the world, right? But I know fiduciary responsibility cannot be used when you're talking about your taxes, right? Fiduciary responsibility or fiduciary duty is the duty that an individual takes. Is a duty that an individual takes on someone else's behalf. So, for example, when my grandfather developed Alzheimer's, full-fledged Alzheimer's, or dementia, right? When he developed it, my mom had to become his fiduciary. And she took up the fiduciary duty to make sure that all of his estate and everything that he had was taken care of. When you're talking about your own self, you have no fiduciary duty. It's just plainly your duty, right? So we got this dude running for president, right? Telling these stories using words that are not correct. If he was black, he would have been clowned already, right? You know what I'm saying? They would have clowned him already. If he was anything but who he is, the Great Pumpkin, and it being so close to Halloween, I don't think that nobody wants to embarrass the Great Pumpkin right before Halloween. But getting back to this monkey, right? So now, Aesop has a very kind way of teaching lessons, right? He don't use individuals' names. He don't use he basically takes situations and he implants animals into the situations so that nobody has to take it personally, right? So he puts a monkey in here, right? And he puts a dolphin in here, right? Now I got a question. Which are you in this story? Are you the dolphin or are you the monkey? And then another question. Let's take it even farther. Right? As the public here in America, are you the monkey or are you the dolphin? And let's even go even deeper. In the black community and the shit that's going on with us. Are we the monkey or are we the dolphin? Because in some form or fashion, at every point in our life, we reflect some of these animals that Aesop is talking about, right? Many of us have been in the situation of a monkey, and many of us know people that have been in the situation of a monkey. They act hardy for no reason. You know what I'm saying? They know they say they know more than they really do. They say they're able to do more than they really can do, right? But being politically correct, we got to let them continue with their fuckery. We got to let them continue stinking up our environment with their lies, right? But what the dolphin do? Once the dolphin picked up that the individual he was talking about didn't know, and I want y'all to think about it. The dolphin didn't call him a liar. The dolphin didn't start an argument with him. The dolphin threw out a simple question that if this dude really knew what he was talking about, it would show up in his answer. And rather than argue with him and all that, he left the monkey to his own fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Do it on your own, because obviously you don't know what you're talking, and you ain't even who you told me you are. Right? Many of us, because we feel that we don't want to leave the monkey in the ocean, we continue taking him on our back to a destination. Right? We keep on taking him. We keep trying to save this monkey that is lying to us. We support it. We support him and his lies, and thereby become an accomplice in the lie, rather than doing as the dolphin did. Leave the monkey to his own devices. Go ahead, Brother D. I know you chomping at the bit. Handle your business.
Shoot, man, there's a lot, just with within that. I think about a lot of the fronting or stunting that happens in our own community amongst those so-called leaders, if you will, that are supposed to be helping to guide the community into the direction of prosperity or peace or whatnot. But ultimately, what ends up happening is that they get themselves to a position where they can benefit themselves but leave everybody else behind. And us individuals who are grassroots, if you will, that are out on the corners, are in the trenches with the people day by day, not out in front of the cameras, are doing a lot of that carrying. And so it's important to have figureheads of people that people can look to as a mouthpiece. But when they're not following through with everything that they talk about, that they're about, when the shit really hits the fan, they're nowhere to be found. So, especially looking at as educators right now, and looking at all that's transpired, even within the city of Columbus, as far as how the thing of No Child Left Behind. So you had these organizations that, we have our tutoring program together, and we got these people out there helping to transport. They're signing up kids and whatnot, and then to kind of find out kids aren't being taught anything.
Not being taught a damn thing. And then on top of that, let's keeping it on the whole education piece, right? You know what I'm saying? We still end up supporting these things, right? No Child Left Behind, right? We got parents lying, we got administrators lying, we got teachers lying, you know what I'm saying, and still being carried. You know what I'm saying? Because we faithful. We in many cases we're the Dolphins, right? And the only piece that you have to do is follow through with what you said you was gonna do, right? Be who you say you are. You know what I'm saying? Be who you say you are. You know what I'm saying? This monkey got on the back of this thing lying. I know his life was in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? So oftentimes, and I think the lesson in that is that a lot of people that's lying might not plan on lying at the beginning, but because they're in a situation that is about to take them, like, because this monkey was in deep water and he was about to go down, he's about to die. And he was picked up, not because he was a monkey, but because somebody thought he was somebody else, right? So the question is, would the dolphin have helped the monkey if the monkey was just truthful? Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the monkey probably assessed that. So in many ways, this monkey is smart. You know what I'm saying? The monkey, you see, I'm going to put it this way. The monkey ain't maybe not smart. Let's because I kind of got some people upset because I was looking at a video on Facebook that was going around Facebook, and it was this white dude that was breaking down how Black Lives Matters, how Black lives really don't matter, and his whole argument was, well, blacks are killing blacks, so this proves that Black lives don't matter. So we should, and I put on there, because the argument was very clever, right? Because he's going through statistics and stuff, but clever doesn't mean smart or intelligent. Clever just means that you're able to take advantage of just a couple of pieces that are there, and you're only looking at the pieces that are there, and you can't connect these pieces to a larger piece. That's called being clever. Right. Dogs are clever. Monkeys are clever. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You said that because I heard an elder say one time that a clever mind is a dead mind.
Because clever is about finding shortcuts.
Right.
Clever can't see larger connections. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? So now we look at this political race. You know what I'm saying? Many of us are sitting up here looking at the two choices that we think that we only have. And we're looking at these two choices, and we're that dolphin. And we're going to take them all the way to the shore. Either Republican or Democrat. We're going to take them all the way to the shore. And we know both of them lying. We know both of them monkeys.
Right.
Right? Lying monkeys. Oh, I come from a great family. I'm a great businessman, and I looking out for the people first. And I understand systematic racism. And you listen to all this. You listen to all these lies that's being put out to you because they just want to get somewhere. Isn't that what the monkey was? Isn't that what the monkey is doing? He just wants to get somewhere. Right?
You can even string it from the political to the banking system. When we had the big crash where they had people convinced that the certain banks were too big to fail.
Too big to fail in a capitalistic system. That shit is against every rule, right? But we continue to carry them on our back. We didn't do like this Dolphin. Dolphin looked back and just left the monkey to his own devices.
She did. But in the Aesop version, it said that the dolphin, indignant at the falsehood, dipped the monkey under the water and drowned it.
Drowned him, right? Right? You wasted my time, monkey. Come on down, take a swim with me. You know what I'm saying? And we have to understand that, right? We don't have to carry these monkeys. These are not the only two monkeys out there. Hell, if you're going to go vote, look at some of these third parties because you're not stuck with those two choices. And I know some of y'all like, well, voting for is voting for the one that you don't want to. Shut up with that shit, right? Shut up with that shit, right? Because what this means is that you have a choice, which is very important because a lot of us think and we get boxed in believing that we only have so many choices. And we have been taught to make the choice that is comfortable. We have been taught to resist the choice that may bring some uncomfort. But I have my choice. I have my right. I have my vote. Just like you have your choice. You have your right. You have your vote. You vote for evil. Like they say that you vote for the lesser of two evils. You still voting for evil, which means that you are in collusion. I think that's the word to use. A collusion, or in the conspiracy, or what they call it when you part of a crime. You vote for the evil. You are you're a co-conspirator. You're a co-conspirator with that evil. You putting that evil in power. You're voting for lesser of two evils rather than looking for a third choice. Why not vote for yourself? Why not vote for a community leader? Just put his name down so that people know the frustration that we feel as a people. Right? Because this is the bottom line. It don't matter who get in. If we was to really be like the Dolphin and look back at who we got on our back, we as a people can demand that they be impeached and put somebody else up in there. We could demand as a people with all 250 million of us, or how many ever gonna go to the polls, can demand for another vote. We could demand for other parties to be recognized and be allowed in debates. We could demand all of this. We could turn back and look at these monkeys and be like, get the fuck off my back, Republican Party. Get the fuck off my back, Democratic Party. I'm not carrying you no more. Get off my back, church. I'm not carrying you no more. You know what I'm saying? You selling me dreams. Get off my back, education. Get off our back, banking system. Get off my back, police system. Because all these systems we're carrying on our back. We're carrying on our back. We're carrying them to the shores so that they can get off without really being wet. You did all the work. Then they'll turn around and say, well, now I need to go to another shore. Can you carry me over there too? I'm from a very honorable family. You know what I'm saying? Not realizing that bragging, lying, and pretending has cost many a man his life and his estate, except in modern day America. Lying can help you become the president of the United States. Lying can help you become a CEO of a major corporation. Where is the honor? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to teach my kids about honor. We talk about honor, Lord, and sacrifices. Those are 3 pillars of Gye-Nyame. You know what I'm saying? And the question we have to ask, are we setting our kids up for destruction? Because if they operate with honor in an honorless society, have we set them up for failure in this world? And I'm one, you know what I'm saying? I have to think about these choices because I'm trying to practice this. These kids see us struggling and we honorable. It's a comfortable struggle though, right? Is it not, bro? Right? We struggle good, don't we? We make it look good, right? Every day. We struggle and make it look good, right? So the whole point I'm saying is, boom, back to the business, right? You know, we got to get some of these things up off our back. It's weighing us down. It's destroying us, you know? So we got to get these braggarts and these liars and these pretenders up out of our lives. Now let's take it to even personal relationships. How many of y'all are hoisting a useless monkey on your back and saving them from drowning? I mean, literally. Many of us are in relationships. How many of us got extra pounds that we're carrying around? You know what I'm saying? Just taking it to the shore.
Dead weight.
Dead weight. Dead weight internally and externally. Dragging us down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all keep on. I mean, people be like, yo, man, these fables aren't just for kids. I keep telling y'all. These are education tools for children and adults. So with these, we can educate children and adults at the same time. We can read one of these folk tales, and all the groups that's in that room, all the age groups will get a different piece from it. A different piece that will make their lives better. Right? But, you know, many of y'all satisfied with where you are. You know what I'm saying? You want to carry them to the shore. You know what I'm saying? You falling for the fables. Because I want y'all to think about this. The monkey got on the dolphin's back and said some shit like this. Listen. Where is it at? The dolphin saw the monkey contending with the waves and supposed him to be a man, came and placed himself under him to convey him on his back in safety to the shore. When the dolphin arrived with his burden inside of the land, not far from that, he asked the monkey if he were Athenian. The latter replied, now think about this, that he was descended from one of the most noble families in the city. So not only was the monkey,
want to be associated,
right? Not only was the monkey lying, the monkey was lying big. How many of y'all got people lying big in your life? You know, whispering about their dreams in their ear in your relationship, right? But they ain't doing nothing to get towards it. you're carrying them. Like you said, they're awake. How many politicians whispering in your ear the big lie, and you're going for it, and you carrying them to the poll box, and you getting them elected? You know what I'm saying? Yo, we are at the end of our hour. You got anything you want to say to close this up, big bro?
It's to be mindful of what you carry, and also make sure that you aren't that monkey yourself that is spouting those big things about who you are, who you really are. You know, live life as you were created to be. Be who you are. Be the one unique you that you can be. Everybody else is taken.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's your job to leave an impression and a legacy to be remembered, so that when your grandchildren's children, they pour for you when it comes time to do libations or the rituals that you have placed within your family. Continue to do that wisdom learning.
All right.
Oh, and I'd also like to add, as you continue to support Gye-Nyame journey and its endeavors in Ambit, I did get my commission check. I mean, it was small, but hey, it's coming every month on the 15th.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? So hey, this stuff works. I mean, we ain't playing, right? You know what I'm saying? We trying to help you with your energy. We trying to help you with your health. You know, what more can we do to show you that we are seriously trying to build? You know what I'm saying? We seriously trying to build, and we need your sisters in that. So I want y'all to remember that, of course, you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. This is the show Folktale for Grown Folks. I am Brother Hatim. I've been joined by the Traveler, Brother D, and this is a Heart of a Simple production.
We blow up your paradigm.
Peace.